Good day, friends. Florida Explorer here with y'all again today for another exciting adventure. Today I have found myself wandering around over here in the old town of Centralia, and right now I am actually in the area where you would find the homesteads. And actually one of the reasons why I'm here now is because I was watching some other explorers channels and their videos about Centralia, and unfortunately I believe that some of the information that they give is wrong. So I am here to do a video to re-emphasize what I've already discovered and the history that I've researched on this place. So we are actually here right now in the homestead site where all the homes were located in Centralia. So let's go check this out. And if you look right here on the ground, there's some old glass, and you can tell that it's got that purple to it. But now when this was originally manufactured, it was completely clear. But over time, this glass starts to turn a purplish tint. You can see it better when it's on its side instead of like that. Here's another piece. Looks like something shiny right there too. Yeah, another piece of glass. Okay, so I want to try to find here, this is an example right here where you see this tree that's just been cut at a couple of inches above ground level. I'm gonna see if we can wander around some more and I can find y'all a better example. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, friends, before I got out of the paintball truck, it said it was 98 degrees. I believe it. But as we walk around the homestead sites here, you can still see little pieces of cypress wood that were used for, there you go, that's a good piece, you can tell that's been cut flat, that was used for their roads and their sidewalks. Let's see if we can travel a little bit deeper in. Okay, here you go, friends. Oh, you know what? This is a pile that I made before. It's just something. I don't know what this is. That looked like that could be part of a lantern, possibly. You got some more glass there. But so, here's another one of those stumps that's cut right off, and there's another one directly across from it. So what I believe is what the homesteaders would do. Oh, there's another one right there. So I think what the homesteaders would do is they would come out here to these sites and they would cut the cypress trees down to about that level, and then they would place wood on top of that to make a foundation for their home. Oh, look at that. Now that's pretty cool. Yikes. All right, fly, I see you now. Because you'll see here shortly the way that they made the foundations for the buildings out here. Everything was raised because this place is swamp, basically. This is a low-lying area here. So everything had to be built up. That looks weird. Now there's also a well that's right by here, but unfortunately I think I already passed it on the way in here. I know it's pretty close to the entrance. Well, not the entrance, but the entrance to the general area here, and it's close to one of the forest roads. But that was the well that they used for water, whereas the sawmill that was out here, they actually had two different wells, but theirs obviously had pumps. One of the wells for the mill was specifically for the keeping the water in the man-made float ponds, and then the other one was obviously for drinking. And those two wells are obviously capped off. There's a big concrete block over the top with a big, I would probably say, 8-inch diameter pipes coming out of each of them. So what we're going to do now, friends, is we're going to travel back here into the woods a little bit. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but there is a recess in the ground right there. And you will see these all over the place out here. This is where they have buried trash. And there's another one right there. It's probably about 30 feet away. So what I want to do, friends, is I'm going to head back east, and I'm going to try to link up with the old train rail. Well, I'm going to link up with the train rail that was used by the logging company, because the other train comes in from the other side, and there's pretty much nothing left to let you be able to even know that there was a rail embankment there at one time. Providence paintball! Another recession in the ground right there. Kind of in there a little bit. Oh, you know what? I think I see an embankment right over here, so we're gonna head north a little bit to link up with this. Yep, there it is. So as you can see, friends, that's the embankment from the rail line. Now this embankment for this rail line here is actually part of the retention wall for the man-made float ponds. You can see that that goes down. Oh, come on, spiders. Let the Florida Explorer through. And you can see, look at all those cypress knobby knees. Those are cool. And as you can see, this is the start right here of the pond. So the trains would come to here, dump the logs, and then they would float them down this pond further south, and then make a right-hand turn at the end of the pond to go up into the sawmill. So what we'll do, friends, is we're going to go ahead and continue along the rail bank. Just a little bit of history of Centralia while we're walking. The town started to spring up around 1910, but by 1924, the town was completely abandoned. And this just wasn't some small little rink-a-dink, come out and pitch your tents and, you know, camp out place. This was an established town. From what I understand, I think that there was around 1,800 year-round people that lived here. There was at least 12 structures out here that included a theater, a general store, and as a matter of fact, the general store had enough space to store 2 train cars worth of supplies and equipment for the people that were here. So, tooey. Yeah, like right here, you can't even really tell that this was a train bank right here anymore. Nature's taking it back. I like that. And you know, of course, it wouldn't have been a town back in the day unless there was a tavern. So you know there was a tavern, as well as a school. I think I said that. Pardon me. Oy. See the float pond here as we continue south towards the mill. Well, what do you think about that, friends? I think that that's something that's probably from here, used here originally. Some people will say, oh no, Florida Explorer, that's plastic, that's not old. Well, let me explain something to you, friends, and I'm not taking this, I'm gonna carry this to the mill and put it on the pylons like I do when I find neat stuff like this. Let me explain something to you about plastic and being old. I don't know the exact year. That's pretty cool, that's metal. I don't know the exact year that we started pumping oil out of the ground, but as soon as we started pumping oil, there were so many more things that were made available to us, because, as you know, plastic is a byproduct from oil, just like lots of other things that we get. Why do you think the price when you go and buy tires for your car